Donald Trump spoke in front of the UN Security Council, and it was a meeting specifically regarding nuclear and chemical weapons. And he talked about a lot of different things, but he mainly focused on China and Iran. Now, for the sake of this conversation, we're gonna discuss some of the accusations that he had for China. And before we show you the video, I have to give you an incredibly important tip. Please pay close attention toward the expressions on the faces of the Chinese representatives as he's giving this speech, because it is a good thing to see. Take a look.
China has been attempting to interfere in our upcoming 2018 election coming up in November against my administration. They do not want me or us to win because I am the first president ever to challenge China on trade. And we are winning on trade. We are winning at every level. We don't want them to meddle or interfere in our upcoming election.
We literally have a clown for president.
Yeah.
We have an orange clown who shows up every once in a while, goes and embarrasses in front of us, in front of the world, and says, we're winning at every level. What does that even mean? Let alone the fact that it's not remotely true.
Also, just how oblivious do you have to be to even bring like election meddling up if you're not talking about Russia? You know what I mean? Like if you're him in that situation, like why even bring it? How do you not understand how that's gonna come across? You know,
yeah.
Like, oh, it's China now? Matter of factly, yeah, China's doing it totally, but Russia?
No, there's no way, right?
No, he wouldn't do that. Putin wouldn't do that. He's a good guy. Trump knows Putin. They go way back.
So this is like a photocopy of a photocopy, because at least back in the day, the Republicans had decency to come up with fake evidence when they went to the United Nations. And you remember, of course, the famous Colin Powell presentation about the Iraq War, and oh my God, here's our satellite images and pictures and charts and graphs. I mean, they're largely made up, but at least we had the decency to make it up. Now, the Trump administration is like, evidence, who the hell would need that? I'm going to go accuse China of an incredibly serious charge and bring no evidence.
Exactly.
None.
And by the way, this is not the first time Trump's administration has said this with absolutely no evidence. Now, to be clear, if they do come forward with some evidence, then it is a serious issue, and I will definitely want to do something about it. Look, I want people to be clear. For me, this isn't a political thing, right? It isn't a Russia versus China thing, a Trump versus the Democrats thing. If we have a foreign government trying to involve themselves or meddle in our elections, then we need to do something about it. But remember, Republican lawmakers continuously vote down legislation that would help fund enhancements for our election systems, right? Give more money to the states so they can secure the elections. And they don't really seem to care behind the scenes. They really don't. And so let me give you John Bolton's statement that he recently said. So this is before Trump spoke in front of the UN. Bolton said the following, graphic 31. I can say definitively that it's a sufficient national security concern about Chinese meddling, Iranian meddling, and North Korean meddling that we're taking steps to try to prevent. Okay, so what are the steps and what is the evidence that all of these countries are trying to meddle in our elections? Give us some evidence and then tell us what those steps are. And so when reporters asked for that, the response has been, it's coming, it's coming.
No, I figured out what their so-called evidence is, and it is ridiculous. So at first, just like you said, Anna, I was like, wait, could I believe that China might do the same kind of meddling that Russia did? Yes, they have very sophisticated cyber warfare capabilities, and it's not like, oh, the Chinese government would never do that. No, they could easily do that, and they have the capacity to. They might have the motive to, and but unlike Republicans, we're not traitors. So if you said to me the Chinese might meddle on behalf of Democrats, I'd say, hell no. I'd actually say it in stronger language. No, thank you. We don't need your help. Get the hell out of our country if that's what you're gonna do. And we would want a real investigation of that. Of course, the Republicans are like, oh, the Russians helped us? Who cares, who cares? Move on, it doesn't matter at all, right? Okay, so we know where your loyalties are. Anyway, But so I was like, what the hell are they referring to? Do they have some secret evidence? Almost never. By the way, John Bolton gives you a laundry list of the countries he'd like to invade.
Exactly.
He's like, oh, even though Trump doesn't even want to do it, but North Korean meddling? Can we bomb them? Can we bomb them? Iranian meddling? I'll make that up. But what Iranian meddling? What the hell are you talking about? What do it? I mean, the Ayatollahs figured out how to do cyber attacks better than we can. Than we can defend them.
North Korea did. So let's not underestimate.
It's possible, but
hear me out. There's mountains of evidence that Russia meddled, but Trump has proven definitively that didn't happen. So that's out of there. So if there's no evidence of these other countries meddling, then that must mean that they did.
Yeah.
See?
Based on Trump's logic.
Well,
now you get it.
Point.
Now,
so what did I figure out? So first of all, Trae already fixed it, so I don't know why I'm still talking. Okay, so in a Politico article referring to an administration official, they said the official reiterated that the allegations that China was deploying its trade policy to target American farmers in Trump-supporting districts and states was their evidence. Okay.
They're hacking farmersonly.com. Those sons of... All right, now it's personal. Now
Totally.
I'm upset.
And did you not see that it's farmers only? What are you doing in there?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Not Chinese hackers.
Okay.
Farmers only.
So do you understand what their so-called evidence is? Since the Chinese retaliated to our tariffs against them and put it on some certain industries, including farming, the Republicans, the White House's, the Trump administration officials are saying, well, since farmers largely vote for Republicans and they did tariffs on farmers, that's our claim that they're meddling in our election. That's not meddling in the election, you knucklehead. Those are tariffs targeted against us because we did tariffs on them. They're the worst. We said, I mean, he looked like an orange clown up there and the rest of the world laughing at him and the Chinese are going like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I love that guy's, that shrug, just like, I don't know.
The shrug was so good. Look at it.
Watch, here he goes. Here he goes. He's like,
I don't know what he's talking about. And also that exhausted look on his face, like, oh God, this guy.
This guy.
Yeah, I know, I've had that same expression.
Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.